Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, Monique JoeVonnie, where I tell you real life stories based off of real life experience. And right now you are tuned into the Atlanta series. And as you can see, the topic for today is Shadow, the Tabby Alley Cat. Okay, so if you watch my first video, Atlanta Catnip, you must remember that I said everybody in my neighborhood knew that I had a cat named Shadow. Poor Shadow. I'm gonna tell y'all a story about Shadow too. Based on, well, since I don't really remember who I was talking to, I didn't know the people that well. In this particular, I would say, experience that happened to me, I don't need to switch up the name so I don't out anybody. So based on that background information, we can get right into the story. Okay, so back in Stone Mountain again, Stone Mountain, Georgia. So I had a cat named Shadow. It's a cool cat. I had him, I think, since he was younger. I adopted him, and he was a tabby cat. He was a silvery grayish color, and he eventually developed into like a husky cat, and he had like yellowish eyes. Okay, so that was Shadow in a nutshell. I was always there for him. I would buy him cat food and catnip, of course, as you know, catnip. And whenever the cat needed some place to stay, I would let him stay in the crib. Okay? So that's basically who Shadow was. He would come and go as he pleased. So Shadow used to come by, and then I started noticing a change in his actions. Okay, a change in this cat's actions. Shadow typically came by, and I noticed that he was coming by less and less frequently. But of course, I didn't think anything of it because he's an animal of the wilderness, of the wild, and I figured his animal instinct, he should be able to handle himself. So I didn't worry that much. So, but then I started noticing an even more significant change. This is when I did start to worry about Shadow, the tabby alley cat. He was starting to come in with like bruises on him. He would come in all disheveled, beat up sometimes. So the first time it happened, I took him to the vet. And the vet said she checked him out and she said everything was fine. He probably just got into a fight with another cat. Okay, makes sense. People fight these days. Sorry, animals fight these days. And I didn't think anything of it because the vet said that he was fine. Okay, so then it started to happen more and more often. It started increasing. And I was gonna keep bringing him to the vet every time, but of course I was helping to, clean him up, nurse him back to health and everything. He was coming with limp sometimes, and like I said, bloody. A little bit of peroxide would fix that. I used to ring up my dad and he would tell me what to do. Because we're animal lovers here. Yes. So that's when I noticed that there was a significant change in Shadow. And then even to make it even worse, I noticed that he was coming by less and less frequently. So that's when I started my investigation in the apartment complex neighborhood per se. So I ended up talking to 3 people. The first person that I talked to was a female in the same apartment complex that I lived in, but she lived in a different area of the apartment complex. And when I mentioned Shadow to her, she said, "Shadow? Oh, I thought that was my cat." She says that he had been sleeping on her porch and she had been feeding him for months on end. And I'm like, oh, well, I'll be damned. Okay, Shadow. So I didn't think anything of it. Shadow was still coming in, fucked up, bruised up, bumped up. Okay, still nursing back to health. And then a few days later, ended up talking to somebody else, and he's like, "Oh, Shadow, every morning that mother effer is always on the top of my car." And I'm like, "Shadow? I've never seen him act like that. Never on my car. Haven't even seen the cat jump so high. He's always sleeping whenever he was around me, or eating, or high on catnip." So I was like, okay. So Shadow apparently jumps on people's cars in the morning time, making them late for work. Okay, so once again, Shadow's coming in fucked up, bruised up, nursing him back to health. So soon, eventually, I really just like, well, he stopped. Like I ever so often started to see Shadow, the tabby alley cat. So I just started thinking less and less of him, and that was better for me. Didn't have to buy no more catnip and no more cat food. Okay. And then plus he was getting fed by somebody else. So then someone took it upon themselves. Well, no, actually, I ended up bumping into somebody, and he was like, "Oh, I've heard Shadow is your cat or whatever." I'm like, "Well, I guess so. Maybe I don't really see him a lot." And he was like, "That cat is always getting into a fight with my dog," and I think it was a pit bull. It was a bad motherfucker. So I'm thinking a pit bull, and he was like, "Yeah, he's always taunting my pit bull." I'm like, "Shadow? Taunting a dog? A cat taunting a dog? Well, I don't know. I mean, there is a Cheshire cat in Alice in Wonderland, but anyways. So that was news to me. And that explains the fang marks that I've seen on Shadow one time. And I'm thinking, I wasn't thinking too much about it at the time. Thinking like, wow, these are huge bite marks. Not putting two and two together that maybe a cat could have done it. But yeah, like I said, Shadow used to come and go. So like I said, Shadow really stopped coming by because I guess he was out there living his life. And yeah, I'm talking about a cat, everybody. It's just a cat, not a person. So that was that. So my investigation was done with the help of others. And I kind of figured out what was going on with Shadow, the tabby alley cat. So, by this point in time, I hardly used to see Shadow, like almost never. And then one day the weed guy came by and told me some devastating news. He tells me that Shadow had been killed. And I guess he wanted me to be like crying and devastated or something, which I wasn't. I just said, damn. And he was like, "Oh, do you want me to show you the body?" I said, "No, nigga, no, I don't want you to show me the body. No." And I just kept going. I said, "Well, thank you for letting me know what happened to my cat, my adopted cat." And it just left it at that. So later on that day, time went by and Shadow was completely out of my head. Because like I said, he had hardly came by anymore. And according to everybody else, he wasn't just my cat. So it was dusk. And usually I would walk to the corner store, but this time, well, actually when it turned dark out a little bit, I'd rather drive, even if it was just down the block. So I decided to drive my car. And yeah, so I'm driving, and I'm coming from the store, and I'm about 600 feet away from the entrance to turn into the apartment complex. About 600 feet. And all of a sudden I feel this huge bump underneath my car. And I remembered that what the weed guy said, "Do you want me to show you the body?" They threw him out in front of the street. I guess to be funny or something like that. But it just didn't give a crap. So yeah, after I felt that lump I think one tear fell out of my eye, and I kept going. Now, people in Stone Mountain, or somebody, you know what you done did to Shadow the Tabby Alley cat, and that's effed up. And you got some splaining to do.
Shut up and sit down.
Hey YouTube, if you liked the experience, the stories that I told you today, please like and subscribe and give it a thumbs up. And if you have any comments about this tabby alley cat named Shadow, the poor cat who was murdered, please comment. Give me your thoughts about this situation. And Shadow, holla at me.